Highly toxic people, like narcissists, just love to tell us that we're whiny, nosy, needy, controlling, and otherwise super terrible people. And we have all of these really nasty, negative qualities and attributes. After a certain amount of time is spent in the presence of someone so nasty and so narky, we buy into the ideas that we are exactly those things: needy, desperate, annoying, and crazy. So what I want to do is squash all that here and now. The first thing I want to talk about is when the narcissist berates you with comments about how controlling you are. And this is extremely common in the devaluing phase of the relationship. You're controlling, you want to rule over everything they do. Is that really true, though, when you think about it? Because it probably isn't. Your controlling, quote unquote, is the narcissistic code that we kind of have to decipher to figure out what somebody is really saying. When you're told, oh, you're controlling, I can't live my own life, you won't let me, you treat me like a prisoner, you treat me like a child, you won't let me do what I want. That's all code for, you're not letting me get away with whatever I want to get away with. You're not letting me treat you poorly. You are trying to make me be a responsible adult. There is a code of ethics here that you are trying to get me to live by, and I am just not having that. Being told by a narcissist that you're controlling most of the time makes you back off. Who wants to be called controlling? Who wants to be pegged as some kind of tyrant where you're not letting people do their own thing and live their own life? Nobody wants that. However, it's not controlling behavior to try to get closure from people, to try to get answers from people. The narcissist wants to convince you that you're acting inappropriately, only so that they can continue to get away with what they're doing. And through this gaslighting, you might actually begin to think and believe, oh, wow, maybe I am controlling. Maybe I do have a problem here. Asking for normal things that you shouldn't even have to ask for in a relationship, and asking for respect, decency, honor, stability, supportiveness, asking for those things does not make you controlling. Also, we do, to be fair, get a touch of control freak nature when things in our life feel out of control. We attempt to hold on to what we feel like we can and try to make everything that we can happen the way we want to. But a lot of that has to do with fear, and that is a sign of codependency. Some narcissists like to tell you that you're needy and you're clingy, another false idea that gets implanted into our mind. And after a while, we attach negative beliefs to it, and we begin to think that. Here, let's go ahead and decode this one too. All humans have needs. There you go. We need air, we need water, we need to be safe. Narcs love to try to convince us that having needs is wrong. Think about this from the perspective of a narcissist. When you have no intention on providing anything for a person, you'll tell them they have way too many demands from you, that they want too much, that they're needy and controlling. Having needs and even wants doesn't make you a bad person. We do have to make sure that we don't expect truly unrealistic things. But we're not expecting anything unrealistic. We are trying to get basic needs from this person. However, when someone is not trying to give you anything, of course, you're going to be told, listen, you need too much. We don't. What's happening is we're totally asking the wrong person. If you'd like to talk one-on-one with a survivor, you can email BookAChatWithJess@gmail.com to get information on private phone chats with me. You're crazy is another super gaslighty phrase that narcissists like to tell you, and over time, you might actually begin to take that seriously. That you're unstable and you need help, you have mental issues. This is something a narcissist has to do. They have to gaslight you. This has nothing to do with you and whether or not you have mental deficiencies or anything of the sort. You might be trying to have a conversation with this person that they don't want to have. Maybe they are not taking responsibility for something and you want them to take some accountability. You're crazy is a nice little get out of jail free card. It makes you back down. It makes you question yourself instead of the narcissist taking that responsibility or changing that shitty little phase they're going through and that super unnecessary behavior. Unfortunately, we begin to take in all this negative information and we begin to see it as true. We are clingy, we are needy, we are controlling, we're nuts, we have issues. And what happens? You start asking yourself certain questions. Oh, maybe I am asking for too much. Am I asking for too much? I don't feel like I am, but they're telling me I am. I guess I am too needy. I always want this person around. And when they don't talk to me for 3 days, I miss them. And I guess I am crazy. Other phrases like you're jealous or you're obsessive, you have abandonment issues, are also things that narcissists can tell us when we're being devalued that for some reason I can't yet understand. I did this too. We actually put stock in these negative connotations that get attached to us, and we actually start to believe it. A lot of narcissists will purposefully provoke victims to be jealous. Then they'll chastise you for behaving that way. Narcissists will discard, ghost, give silent treatments, and vanish, causing us to feel as if we have been abandoned. Because guess what? We are. The actions of the narcissist are what cause a lot of the behavior here. It's a reactive relationship, and that's what they want us to do. React, get that rise out of us, get that response. It's heartbreaking that a lot of these really ugly criticisms stick with us even after the relationship is over. Before naming yourself an awful, terrible person, I want you to ask yourself some of these questions. Has anyone else ever said that I'm controlling? Do I really feel like I need control? Are the things I'm asking for an attempt to control someone who's acting out of control? Am I being called controlling because I just need some stability and safety and supportiveness? Am I a really jealous person? Does this person try to make me jealous? Have I ever felt jealousy in other relationships where I'm treated better? Do I have a jealous streak when I'm being treated like a normal person and someone isn't intentionally making me jealous? Do I really need help? Do I have a mental problem? Do other people make me this confused? Do other people make me this upset? Are others telling me that I need help? Is this person the only one who tells me I am confused? That's a lot of questions. I know you might want to pause it and, write it down or something like that. But this video, I want to be very clear. This video is not just a dump where we blame narcissists for everything wrong with us, because that is also not fair. We can shit on them, and I do. I talk a lot about them and how awful they are. However, we're not without issues, and it would be really naive and unprofessional for me to sit here and say, well, we're perfect and they're awful and they do everything wrong and we don't. That's not right. That's not correct. We have to own our responsibilities, our faults, and our flaws. And we're not without those issues and faults and imperfections. My whole purpose here is to show that while we are not perfect, we are certainly not. A lot of our problems are exacerbated or made worse by toxic people like narcissists. Being traumatized can trigger old traumas. Being abused and maybe having previous abuse in your history will cause some of these things to happen. It's always good to try to become really self-aware of your shortcomings and work hard on them. But it is also your responsibility to stay away from people who point out all your flaws and weaknesses and then on top of that, use them against you and feed on them and make them worse. You're not an awful, terrible person, survivor. Guess what? Even if you have control issues, even if you are a jealous person, even if you do have more than a touch of codependency, that's all workable. That's all, I don't want to say necessarily curable, but it's treatable. You can figure out those things about yourself and you can learn those tools so that you don't have those big issues in your life. Narcissists are going to always push your buttons and make us sometimes the worst version of ourselves. The narcissist doesn't even think that you're a terrible person. They don't think that. They need you. Listen very carefully here, very carefully. The narcissist needs you to think you suck. If they really thought you suck, why are they around for so long? Why do they hang on? Why do they hoover? Why do they circle round and round? Why haven't they found happiness by now? They don't think much of you one way or the other. You are a name and a number and a source of supply. The narcissist needs you to think you suck. That's why you're called lazy and crazy and controlling and this, that, and the other. They need you to be weak and depressed and confused. They need that from you. Because what happens when you don't behave that way anymore? They're gone, aren't they? If this video was helpful for you, I hope you will subscribe. I'm working very hard towards 100,000 subscribers. I am very appreciative if you choose to do that. Throw a like on the video. Please share it if you think that it might help other survivors too. All those things really help support my channel, and I'm so appreciative. Thank you very much. Comment down below if you have tips on boosting some self-esteem and getting to a better place that you think might help other survivors. I always encourage people to chat in the comments and share ideas and offer some support, and we can strengthen this community and we can all be here for each other. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, survivor, and take care of yourself.